alluded to is we have guides and we have engineering students, and one of whom used to be a student like some of the youngsters, and then she went on to become an engineering student, and then she's guided by other professionals, the professors and such. So the greatness of this program is really about two things: collaboration and about mentoring. So almost all the projects that I have seen today are, had great collaboration. And I did take an effort to ask the student, what exactly did they do? What exactly did they learn? And something that's very univocal is their ability to present. That was something that was fascinating for me. Even I encouraged them to speak in whichever language they choose. I mean, the very fact that how passionate they were in sharing their experience. And to me, if one thing there is that we could walk away, in addition to the engineering learning they have, is that collaboration, what they understood. Second thing, everybody told me that they had failed during this project multiple times, and how they reconvened, how they fixed the problem, how they tried again to make it all work. So every innovation is all about that. The first time you come out, nothing will work the first time. So it's an iterative exercise. So that's the second thing. And the third thing that I have asked is, invariably, everybody told me, I asked them, hey, what's next? Do you have some thoughts? For the same project they had worked on, they had a few other incremental thoughts, and hey, we do plan to do this, we do plan to do that. So they have thought about what's next for them. For some of them, they said they have some ideas, but they don't necessarily know how to take it forward. So I did encourage them to work with their current guides and be in touch with the engineering students so they could help them build those ideas. So the whole goal is, how do you bring an idea from a conception to your product in something of economic scale that could be replicated, duplicated, and scalable? I mean, that's a simple exercise. And I did inquire the budget for several projects. It's so fascinating. I think three things that came out, three messages for me is, people are really looking at India and what problems we have in India and how do we solve them. A lot of talk was about energy conservation. A lot of talk was about, now how do you incrementally invest and get the best out of a solution. One of the gentlemen who had displayed to me about the water cleaning project. He did ask me, how often do you clean your water storage, and how much does it cost for you? And it's fascinating that whatever they have come up with is at a fraction of the cost. So, and one other project was on agriculture, water wastage, water consumption. That was another cool project. There are lots of energy conversion, energy conservation. I have seen solar energy, pretty much solar panel on many of the projects, how they convert that solar energy into, whether it's a motor-driven something or a sensor actuator-driven something. I think most of those are very relevant challenges. And the other thing that also fascinated me about is the lot of the ambulances, emergency medicine. How do we ensure? How do we save people's lives, especially when there's an accident or something? So all of these are domestic projects. And what's exciting about Anveshana is coming up with solutions for real world problems. So before I walked in, I thought I'm going to hear some interesting scientific and all hi-fi AI related projects. But having seen all this project, these are real projects that need solutions in India for an affordable price. I think that's the summary of all the projects. I'm really fascinated and excited to be here, and more importantly, to be here at the Hyderabad event as we are coming to conclude with all your demos. I'm really looking forward to all the interaction with all of you. I did go around and looked at those projects. Very, very interesting projects. I really envy, and I know the jury will have a tough time finding the best project out of it. But whatever it is, best of luck to all of you, and welcome again to this.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable insights. Now I would like to call upon our guest of honor, Sri Krishna Vedula Garu, to please share a few words with us.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good, good. Okay, so let me take a few minutes to tell you who I am, just 1 minute. and then we'll talk about the excellent programs that you all are involved with over here. I visited many of your projects. If you remember me, I walked around and met with many of you.
Boys,
I have
get ready.
spent 45 years in the United States teaching engineering students. I have retired and returned and live in Hyderabad. And I've come across Anveshna and the group here. What a fantastic organization. Amazing work you all are doing. Okay. As Dr. Ketan Reddy garu said, we are all facing problems, real problems in the world. And you youngsters are the ones who will be able to solve those problems. Okay? These can be medical problems, technological problems, social problems, whatever. So when we face problems, we have to have a special way to approach the problem. And that is what Anveshna and the group Agastya Foundation have coined these three words which Balram originally came up with, okay? So the first word is ah, right? Everybody knows ah, ah. What is the significance of that, okay? The significance of that is I'm trying to understand the problem. Ah, so there is a problem. But first, most important step is trying to understand the problem. Unless you understand the problem, you cannot find a solution to it. So it's just, ah. Right? And then you say, aha, right? When do you say aha? You say aha when you have understood the problem well, and then you have some idea of what the solution will be, how you will solve the problem. So then you will say, aha, I think I know the solution. Okay? So first you say, ah, I have to understand the problem. And you say, aha, I found some solution. And finally, I actually build the solution, build a product, make it work and say, ha ha! Right? So, ah, aha, ha ha! Okay? So that is what this is all about. Okay? Helping youngsters like you do real problem solving of real world problems, whatever the field might be. And so we will have all get up here and do a little bit laughter yoga. Everybody get up. I just segregate the group of people. Everybody stand up. Related to aha and aha, okay? We are going to do laughter yoga. Anybody done laughter yoga before? Laughter yoga? Okay, I'll show you how to do it, okay? Ho ho! Ha ha! Ho ho! Ha ha! Okay, now you have to use your hands, okay? All of you also have to do it, okay? Congratulations on the excellent work you all have done. I'm sure you're waiting forward to the results. And I really appreciate all these people. Fantastic work you're doing, and we love to look forward to meeting with you all. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir. You actually set a positive tone for this event. As we celebrate the success of Anveshna, we would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to the mentors who have played a crucial role in shaping the projects. As a token of our appreciation for their invaluable guidance and support, we would like
कोई भी नहीं देख रहा किसके लिए लाएगा मैं तो कहीं वीडियो చూస్తా डिले చేయగలవు
Okay, before that, now I would like to invite Mr. Nitin Desai Garu to please share a few words with us.
నమస్కారం అండి అందరికీ. Good afternoon. It's exciting to see the energy with sir has built fantastic. Energy contagious కి మనం తెలుగులో ఏమంటారు I don't know. I'm not a Telugu person. అంటుకుంటుంది. That's what sir is telling, and sorry my Telugu is very poor. So energy, what was seen and felt is very contagious, right? And that's what all of us here at Agastya, with support of Samsung and the guide teachers, mentors, everybody is trying to, learn from each other. That is something very, very important, because what we pick up, if our antennas are open, what we pick up is something what really takes us further. So जो हम लेके जाना चाहते हैं या लेके जाएंगे, that sets our direction further in our life. There was a student here who was talking that she was a participant as a school-going child, and then she's mentored now and part of engineering college now. Yeah, there's an interesting book on Agastya. I would request some of you to read. It has come up on Amazon now. It is The Moving of Mountains. Yeah, it's a very interesting story about Agastya's journey, 25 years of journey, and there are a lot of interesting situations, stories, and dialogues which happened because Agastya was established to set up a school initially, a school like Rishi Valley, a school which produces tinkerers, leaders, and solution providers. But it so happened that 1999, when we bought the land, 172 acres land Agastya bought. And it so happened, and we are very glad that it happened to us then. You know what happened? We ran out of money. W, khatam. Not W to the extent, to the extent that we didn't have money to fence the land. Balram happens to be our first employee. He knows the hardships. Yeah, पैसे फेंस डालने तक के नहीं थे हमारे पास, right? School buildings छोड़ी दो, right? Fence के पैसे नहीं थे. That's how we began our journey. And it so happened that Hindustan Motors, we went there and we asked for money, and they told idea बहुत अच्छा है, but we cannot give you money. What we can offer is a second-hand van, right? So second-hand van, and Balram becoming the first teacher of Agastya, with scientists in India, because Dr. P.K. Iyengar, who used to head the Atomic Energy Commission of India, and many of his colleagues used to help us in terms of learning. So Balram was taught by genius scientists of India, and he used to go to schools with a bunch of models. So the point what I'm trying to bring in is, there are challenges, there are difficulties, right? So with the second-hand van, no money, that's how we began our journey. And today, with a lot of supporters like Samsung and Infosys Foundation and Cisco and many more, MTAR, there are many meaning people and organizations who've been very kind and supportive. Today we reach close to 2 million children, 20 lakh bacche, right? So the point is, there are challenges, there are situations which are really very, daunting. बहुत मुश्किलें आते हैं, right? If you Google, जावेद अख्तर साहब का एक बहुत सुंदर सा कविता है, right? It used to come in the television also. Yeah, जिंदगी है तो ख्वाब है, ख्वाब है तो मंजिलें हैं, मंजिलें हैं तो रास्ते हैं, रास्ते हैं तो फासले हैं, right? रास्ते हैं तो distance है, right? रास्ते हैं तो मुश्किलें हैं, right? मुश्किलें हैं तो हौसला है, right? And fighter हमेशा जीतता है. That's what the Kavita talks about. So the fighter within all of us is waiting to be sparked, waiting to be kindled. उसको सिर्फ जगाना है, right? But how do we do it? तो अपने आप थोड़े ना ऐसा बटन लगा के टक ऑन हो जाएगा. No. So something needs to be done. क्या करना है? Anyone? क्या करना है? प्रश्न समझ में आ गया? क्या करना है? How do you switch this on? Huh? Anybody? Yesterday we touched upon this in the Steve Jobs story. Little bit. Anybody? Any? बड़े बच्चे भी बोल सकते हैं. Not only the little ones. Yeah. Sorry? No, you can just say if anybody wants to share. Yeah. It is there what Agastya is trying to do. And you saw, sir, taking us through that journey. The aha and haha. The important thing, what we're trying to bring in, and I'll touch upon how do we switch that button on, is to bring 5 behavioral changes, right? One is from yes to why. Very important thing. Generally, it happens that we in India have been asked to say yes, bado ko haan bolo, right? I'm not saying, in a cynical way, we ask why, but in a more constructive way, why does this happen? Why does it not happen, right? If we move from saying yes to asking why, that is the first step. Second is from looking to observing, right? We come across so many things, but there are very few people who can build that connection. Yesterday we saw in Steve Jobs' story the way he was able to associate. That is something very, very important. If we can see, if we have that drishti to see something which is not obvious, then we can build that connection. First is yes to why. Second is looking to observing. Third is very, very important is from being passive to being exploring. Fourth is textbook bound to really hands-on, right? There used to be a Hindi song long ago. Some of us would have heard. Kids definitely would have not heard. The song had these lines. किताबों को हटाकर देखो, जिंदगी क्या है किताबों को हटाकर देखो, right? Then there is something newer, sense of understanding comes. Otherwise, we all would have those blinders, right? Which would keep us with whatever we know. अगर गणित में आपका सवाल, आपका उत्तर गलत आ रहा है तो इसका मतलब क्या है? Somewhere the steps have gone wrong, correct? So, if we keep the same pattern in action, if we bring the same pattern in action, the results are bound to be, going to be same. So the thing is, how do we change that, right? For that, fear to confidence and questioning, my dear friends, is something very, 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 very important. So I end up with saying that, what we are trying to do is not just an event. It is to build the nation in terms of each one of us contributing to the progress of nation. Eventually building our own selves, our own, ecosystem, right? So when you go back from the event, 2 things I would request you to carry. One, the connections what you have made, the friendships what you have made, right? And somebody was talking about the mentors, the guides, the new school children whom we are interacting. If we interact with different people who come from different backgrounds, I'll tell you that is the greatest asset. Because what you are able to see, the other person perhaps would have a different view. Then you would have, you can leverage that experience, those experiences, right? So keep these connections on, keep this sharing on, that will help. Number 2, keep a small diary where you write your ideas. However foolish or however crazy it might be, please write it down and keep asking questions. That is something very, very important. And I end up by thanking Samsung again and all the Agastya team who've been putting a lot of work, volunteers, guide teachers, and children and teachers who are putting a lot of effort. So this is just the beginning, as somebody was telling earlier. ये शुरुआत है. आगे आगे देखिए होता है क्या. Yeah. So all the best and enjoy yourself. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. So now as we celebrate the success of Anveshna, we would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude toward our guides. As a token of our appreciation for their invaluable guidance and support, we would like to present our esteemed mentors with a memento. I would like to call upon Balram Garu to please present the mementos. First, we have Dr. SVS Prasad Garu from MLRIT. Raju Nayak Garu from MLRIT. Dr. Lakshman Garu from Methodist. Bharati Garu from Princeton. Dr. MMK Gayatri Garu from Trinity. Dr. MMK Gayatri Garu from Trinity.